General Hospital will reveal Sasha standing motionless, her gaze fixed on a picture of Michael with serious injuries, lying in a hospital bed surrounded by medical equipment. The bloodstains on his scorched shirt cut into her heart like a knife. Her entire body trembled, not from the cold, but from an overwhelming fear that consumed her. The image of the explosion at Sunny's apartment was vivid in her mind, and every small sound made her jump as if the incident had just happened. The haunting thoughts weighed heavily on Sasha's mind, leaving her unable to organize a coherent thought. Jason entered with a cold expression and a determined look, bringing with him a heavy atmosphere. He didn't beat around the bush but told Sasha the truth: a dark force was targeting the Corinthos family. They weren't just after Sunny or Michael but intended to wipe out all of their descendants. Jason emphasized that this wasn't a random attack. The return of Sidwell, a person with a long-standing grudge against Sunny, and Cyrus's dangerous schemes had made the situation more complicated than ever. This was no longer about minor conflicts, it was a life-or-death battle. Hearing Jason's words, Sasha felt her heart stop. She placed a hand on her abdomen, where a tiny life was growing, and understood that this danger wasn't just aimed at Michael, but also threatened her unborn child. She had never felt so weak or helpless. This child was Michael's flesh and blood, an important part of her life, but now it was also the reason she had become a target. The fear of this secret being exposed was suffocating. Sasha looked at Jason, trying to steady her voice but unable to hide her trembling. She realized that from this moment on, her life would never be the same. To protect her unborn child, she would do anything, even if it meant giving up the things she cherished most. Sasha held her secret like an unbearable weight. Carrying Michael's child was a truth she kept locked inside, afraid to reveal it to anyone except Carly and Sunny. The fear that dangers were lurking, especially from the enemies of the Corinthos family, consumed her. This child wasn't just the result of love between her and Michael, but also a potential danger if the truth came out. Sasha understood that in this world filled with conspiracies and hatred, her child could become a target at any time. Nights were filled with restlessness as Sasha tried to figure out how to protect her child. Each time she placed a hand on her belly, feeling the little movements, she found a new strength, but also unbearable pain. In the end, she realized that she had to make a ruthless but necessary decision, to keep the child's identity a secret at all costs, even if it meant sacrificing the sacred bond of motherhood. Carly and Sunny, with their strong protective instincts, quickly understood the situation and stood by Sasha. Together, they devised a detailed plan to hide the truth. Carly, with her wisdom and experience, arranged everything from ensuring Sasha was safely monitored to making sure no one around suspected anything. Sunny, with his influence and power, set up layers of protection to prevent anyone from getting close to Sasha or uncovering the secret. As time passed, Sasha lived in intense anxiety. Every day, her belly grew, and every time she stepped outside, she had to hide it under loose clothing and clever explanations. Everything was done so discreetly that even her closest associates remained unaware. However, inside, Sasha constantly felt her heart breaking from loneliness and fear. When the time to give birth approached, everything was prepared more carefully than ever. Sasha was taken to a secret location, known only to Carly, Sunny, and a trusted doctor. On a stormy night, the child was born, crying out loudly, shattering the heavy night. Sasha felt the life in her arms but also the impending separation. In the dim light of the secluded room, she looked at her baby's tiny face, tears silently falling. This child was her whole world, but for the safety of her child, Sasha knew she had to let go. The baby was placed into Carly's arms, who promised to protect it at all costs. Sasha, though in pain, felt some relief knowing that Carly and Sunny, with their strength and unconditional loyalty to the family, would keep the child safe from all dangers. Port Charles continued to spin with plots, but Sasha, though carrying an endless pain in her heart, was determined to keep this secret forever. After enduring the painful hours of labor to give birth to a healthy baby boy, Sasha faced the hardest decision of her life. The child was the product of love between her and Michael, a part of her, but also a danger if the truth about its identity was exposed. In those moments of exhaustion and heartbreak, Sasha knew she couldn't keep her child with her. The threat from the enemies of the Corinthos family was ever present, and she couldn't let her son become a target. Josslyn, with her keen intuition and love for the family, volunteered to help Sasha. She came up with a bold plan, to take the child as her own. Claiming that she was pregnant with Dex's child, Josslyn would leave Port Charles and take the opportunity to continue her studies in another city. This would be a way to protect the child while keeping Sasha and Michael's secret completely safe. Sasha, though in pain, understood that this was the only way to ensure her son could live a peaceful life. The farewell between Sasha and her child took place in an emotional atmosphere. Sasha held her baby one last time, feeling every breath and every weak cry. Tears silently fell, but she didn't allow herself to sob. She placed a long kiss on her baby's forehead, as if to imprint this love and pain in her heart forever. Josslyn, standing by, silently observed, her gaze determined but not without emotion. With Carly and Sunny's support, everything was done discreetly and safely. Josslyn packed for her trip, carrying the child she would love and protect as her own. Before leaving, Josslyn promised Sasha that the baby would be well cared for, that she would raise it with love and attention, not letting any danger come near. The first days away from her child were filled with conflicting emotions of pain and hope. Sasha missed her child terribly, but the thought that the baby was in a safe place kept her strong. Josslyn, in a distant place, began a new life, playing the role of a young mother, guarding the secret of the child's true origins. She became a steadfast shield, hiding any potential threats and ensuring the future of her grandchild. In this quiet sacrifice, Sasha and Josslyn together built a strong protective wall for the child, ensuring it would grow up in peace despite the ongoing turmoil and conspiracies in Port Charles. Sasha, though heartbroken, still believed she had made the right decision to protect the life and future of her beloved son. Sasha's pain at being separated from her child was profound. Every passing moment felt like a deep wound in her heart, leaving an indelible pain. She missed every gentle breath, every weak cry of her son when he was first placed in her arms. But that longing had to be suppressed because Sasha knew that this decision was the only thing she could do to protect her child. In a world full of dangers and enemies ready to strike at any moment, hiding the child's identity was the only way to ensure it could grow up safely. Every night, Sasha sat in the silent room, her eyes hazy as she gazed into the void before her. The emptiness in her heart felt like an endless abyss, swallowing all the remaining happiness. But in her pain, she always held on to one belief: her child was loved and protected. The image of Josslyn holding the baby, her eyes full of determination and affection, was the only thing that kept her calm during the long, cold nights. Sasha knew that, though she couldn't be with her child, Josslyn would do everything to protect the baby as her own flesh and blood. In another part of Port Charles, Michael was facing dangerous challenges. He was still fighting to protect his family, against the increasing dark plots of enemies. Michael didn't know that, in this perilous battle, he had become the father of a child, a little life that was being kept hidden to protect its own survival. Every step he took, every decision he made, unknowingly helped keep this secret from being exposed. Port Charles continued to spin with plots and calculations. The lingering grudges, the endless battles between good and evil, were like a vortex pulling everyone into chaos. But in the dark night of schemes and danger, love and silent sacrifice shone like faint lights, guiding hearts striving to protect the things they held most dear. Sasha, though enduring the pain of separation, continued to live, watching over her child's safety from afar. Michael, unaware that he had a child, continued to face his enemies, protecting his family. And the child, though unaware of the sacrifices made by his mother and family, was surrounded by love and dedication. In this world filled with danger, love and sacrifice still existed, like a light that would never go out in the endless darkness.